Hello everyone, it's me Skin Growing Afro and welcome back to my channel. Now today I had a gynaecology appointment and let me tell you, I really don't like them things. I don't. It was okay in general. Don't get me wrong, it was okay in general. But all those questions, do you have a history of diabetes? Do you have a history of fibroids? Do you have a history of blah, 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 etc.? Like, all these questions, I understand why, but it's like boom, bam, 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 bam. It's like everything at once. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, rah, they're really thorough, but at the same time, I'm just, wow, you invasive, you know? Like, rah, so calm down. Take time. You don't need to everything at once. I didn't even let a man know that much information at once. So, I'm supposed to let a complete stranger know? Russell. But don't get me wrong, she was really nice. And the nurse who was in there as well was nice. I can't complain too much, but the questions, it was like a game of 21 questions. Like Q&A that you people do on YouTube channels. It was just so enough. I can't handle it. I answered it as best as I could, but I'm always wondering if like she misheard me sometimes, because you know you gotta have your face mask on. So like I'm talking like this. Can you hear me if I'm talking like this? Like, because I'm sure there can be some confusion because sometimes the sounds do get muffled. Like, can you hear me through this? God bless it's enough. And then like after she asked most of the questions, she had to like give me an examination. So let me tell you, last week I had to have an ultrasound. Just to check that everything is going okay in my system, because my periods are being a bit whack at the moment. So that was fine. But this examination, this internal examination that I had to have today was a bit mad. Let me explain to you why. So like, the nurse tells me I have to go behind this curtain and obviously take off my jeans and my panty, my baggy. You know, like Caribbean people say baggy. And I had to get onto this. I had to get onto this like this bed thing, and I had to be sitting right at the end of it. And I had to put my legs up in these stirrups. And I'm just thinking, my legs are far apart, you know, like this. Far apart. And I'm just like, please don't let my hip lock up. Because, you know, I'm in my 30s now and things tend to lock up. And I'm just thinking to myself, me never drop baggy this quick for man. But I had to drop my baggy that quick for a woman so she can do an internal examination. And I'm just like, Miras, is that what I'm doing now? You have to sit upon that bed, and you have to have one of those what do you call them towel things that they put across you, like them paper towel things that they put across you, you know, to preserve your dignity. Like, I don't understand how it's preserving my dignity when you can see up my vagina. Which dignity are you preserving? Let's be real here. What dignity are you preserving? And she's there telling me like my left leg. She's there telling me, oh, I need you to relax it and bring it down a bit. Listen, yeah, you want to stick your finger up in my pum pum, but therefore you're telling me I need to be relaxed. How you expect me to relax when I got my legs up in the air like chandelier? I say Dexter that they call my Russell name. Did the man call my name? But you're telling me to relax. I mean, I did relax after a while, but her name not Dexter, but yet my legs was up in the air like chandelier regardless. And then she told me to relax. She says, first I'm gonna do an internal examination with my finger. So she put her finger in there, and I'm just like, whoa. Whoa. You gave me warning, but still, whoa. I understand that they have to do it. That's why they tell you to relax and sing. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, That feels very, very strange. It does feel very strange. It does. It really does. And then should he put something else up in there? And I just felt even more strange. It did. It honestly did. Now, I actually just remembered, a little bit before she did the internal examination, she was pressing down on like my stomach area because she had to do an examination there first. And she's telling me if that feels right. It felt perfectly fine. But at the same time, I needed to pee. So every time she pressed down, I could feel my bladder protesting. I could feel it protesting, and I'm just thinking to myself, please don't let me piss up on myself. Honestly, like, because when you've had UTI infections like I've had, your bladder is never the same again. I am telling you, your bladder is never the same again. So trying to hold it while she is pressing down on your bladder, no, sir, it's not nice. And then when she did the internal bit as well, it's like, oh, so we gotta hold it. I was doing my Kegel exercises right then and there. I was doing my Kegels. Gotta have everything nice and tight. But honestly, laying there with your bare ass and everything, dust all up and sundry, it's just a bit, it's wild. It's wild. You know why it's there for? But at the same time, I understand why people get uncomfortable, because it's like one thing to strip off, to like get some good thing, but it's another thing for a doctor to be just sticking their finger up anywhere. I understand why, but at the same time, it's like, okay. Like, all I'm gonna say is like, if you ever get recommended to have a gynaecology appointment, is just some things to remember. Like, try and write down some dates in the diary, because you're gonna be asked about your cycle. So try to have a diary. You know, you can use those flow apps and everything, because those are really good. I used Flow before, but it started getting on my nerves, so I just decided, you know what, let it go. I can pretty much remember when my periods start anyway, so it's not really too bad. But if you struggle to remember the dates of your period, it's best if you keep track of them with at least a diary that you can write in when you're on your period, you know, when you're ovulating, etc, etc. They will also ask you questions like, how often do you urinate? Like, are you going more often than not? So, you know, that's another thing to remember. So, you know, just keep track of it. Like, how many times a day do you urinate? Because, like, obviously in wintertime you're going to urinate more often in general, because it's colder, so you're not going to be sweating as much. But like, if you going to the toilet more than 5 times a day, unless you're drinking a lot of water, then that's an indication that something might be wrong, you know. And also, you can also ask you about your family history. Do you have any diabetes that runs in the family? Not necessarily high blood pressure, but like diabetes, or are you pre-diabetic? Is there any history of fibroids? These kind of questions that you need to, you know, have the answers to, because you will need to know them, you understand? Because whenever it's a problem with something down below, they need to know all these things, because sometimes even diabetes can have an impact on your body's function, even your periods. But seriously, me, because I'm how I am, I'm quite reserved person. I don't really like those kind of things. I don't like smear tests, but I still gotta have my smear test. Oh, I just remembered, they do ask you are you keeping on track of your smear test? That asks you have you changed partners within the last 12 months, or do you have the same partner? Whether you're pregnant or have been pregnant before, because they may recommend you on some form of contraception. When was the last time you had an STD test? These kind of questions that they're going to be asking you. So again, you need to be keeping track of all this information so that you can inform them, so that they can recommend the best form of treatment for you, which is, like I said, it could be it could be birth control, or it could be you may need some further examinations depending on the cause of the issue. But yeah, me, like I stated, I'm not really fond of smear tests, but I still go to have them. I'm not fond of these kind of examinations, but I just try to remember, you know what, it's for good cause. If it's going to make me feel better knowing what's going on, then I just have to relax myself for that brief period of time. The examination itself took about 2 to 3 minutes. It's really not that long. The longest part technically was taking my boots off and taking my trousers off and taking my baggie off. That was it. That was it, really. That was the longest period of time. But the examination itself wasn't really that long. So, you know, just be prepared. Make sure you got your diary and everything, because I had to remember everything off by heart, you know, everything off top of my head. So, you know, don't do it to yourself. And another thing to remember is, if you, I had a female doctor, thank God, a female gynecologist. And there was also a female nurse who was in there as well, which was good. However, if you go for your appointment and you've been booked in with a male gynecologist, do remember that you can ask for a chaperone to be in there with you as well, a female chaperone, so that you can feel more comfortable. Also their position in there is also to make sure that, you know, you have support just in case anything goes wrong. You know, sort of like an advocate, really. Or I don't know how it works in other countries. I'm not really sure about here either, but you can request if you can have a female doctor if one is available. If you truly don't feel comfortable with even a female chaperone, I think you can ask for a female doctor, which will be better suited for a lot of people. So yeah, that is the end of my video. That was my gynecology appointment. How I ended up with my legs in the air like chandelier. That was it, really. So please let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you for tomorrow for some more YouTube videos. Okay, icon, bye.